Hi, if you don't know me, my name's Maddie, and if you do, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over my April wrap up, all the books I read in April, and my May TBR, all the books that I want to and hopefully will read in May. So, I'm excited. I haven't done one of these yet. I mean, I've done a TBR one, but not a wrap up, so I'm just gonna talk about my books a little bit, which we all know that I just love talking about books. And also, this lighting's actually pretty good right now. It's like mid-afternoon, it's still sunny out, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. But I think that we should get right into the video because, yeah, I don't want to take too long for this. Yeah. Okay, so the first book that I read in April was It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Guys, this was so good. I'm not even kidding. This is one of my favorite romance books that I've ever read. It is so good. I'm not even kidding. Like words don't describe how intrigued I was and how in love with everything that I was just so in love with everything. And I actually read Hook, Line, and Sinker before I read It Happened One Summer, which is kind of awkward. But, it's a vibe. The whole thing is a vibe, and I'm actually living for it. I gave It Happened One Summer 5 stars because it was just so perfect. It is like one of my new favorite romances. Everything was perfect. The banter, just the conversation, the back and forth, the teasing, just everything. The story, oh my gosh, I just love that book so much. I'm not even kidding. And I think that you should go read it if you are a romance reader and you have not read it yet. Go read it because it was like so good. It was actually so good. Hook, Line, and Sinker I wasn't a super big fan of, but they go so well together, and I just love all the characters. So yeah. Then the next book that I read in my recent vlog, my most recent video, and that was Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This book was so good. That's like, I can't even form words around this because it was so good. It was definitely better than the first one. At the beginning of reading this, I was definitely thinking about giving it like 3 or 4 stars just because I wasn't super into it, but the ending was so good. And I love the story. I gave it 5 stars. I gave quite a few books 5 stars this month, which, you know what, I'm not ashamed of. I'm generous with my 5-star reads, and I think that the more 5-star reads, the better, honestly. But yeah, this was so good. I'm in love with this. I'm in love with her writing. And the chapters are a good length. The book is a good length. Story, so good. World building, not necessarily world building, but describing settings and stuff. I loved everything about these. I mean, this one and the first one are both well written. I enjoyed both of them very much, and I cannot wait for Wretched. This is one word that I cannot pronounce well. Wretched, right? Wretched. I don't know. And Twisted. Wretched is Alice in Wonderland or Wizard of Oz. One of those. I don't actually know. I think it's one of those. And Twisted is Aladdin. So the first book was Peter Pan. This one is Lion King, which I cannot wait to read the rest of them because they're just so nice. I love the covers as well. I don't know if you can see them on there, but I just love the covers so much, and they all go so well together. And I'm very excited to read the rest of them. So if you hear yelling, my brother's having a sleepover with his friends today, and they are going to be loud for quite a while. So the next book was so good. I'm not even kidding. Words cannot describe how good this was. It was The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. And the entire time this whole situation was going on, I was like, in love. This is amazing. I gave it 5 stars. Third 5-star book of the month. You have to go listen to the audiobook because the VAs for this book are so good. I am almost done the second book, The Traitor Queen, and I'm just loving this world. Ithacana sounds so beautiful with like its jungles and just like its oceans and everything. I am living for this. The map for this world is so beautiful, and I could just like talk about this for ages because like it is so good. I cannot make this up. You need to go do this if you are into like fantasy but not, you know how it's like fantasy but it's not like dragons and like creatures kind of fantasy. It's but just like princess and king. It's like politics, that kind of fantasy. Covers of the series, like look at this. This is so pretty. I live for this. I love this. This TikTok that if you buy the hardcovers of these books and take the dust jackets off, or that's what they're called, right? Dust jackets. I don't buy many hardcovers, so I wouldn't know. But I'm pretty sure they're called dust jackets. If you take them off and put them together, they make the map of the world. It's so good. And just I have like no criticisms for this. Just everything about it from like right off the bat, I was intrigued. It gets you hooked within the first chapter. And you just fall in love with the characters. Laura is such a, just like a badass, she's literally a queen, a badass queen. And he's just this like, he's so fine. I'm just gonna say that. The fan art of him and like him on the covers. Just like, please, if you are into this kind of genre, if you're into this kind of like politics with romance and just, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I've said this so many times, and I'm gonna shut up about it in a minute, but like, I was addicted to this. I was like intrigued. I was just like, as I said, words are not describing how I'm feeling right now because this book was so good. And the second one is just like, I love it. World building, incredible. Plot, incredible. Characters, incredible. Description, setting, just freaking everything about this book. So you should definitely go read it. Then I read Ice Planet Honeymoon, number 3, which is of Kira and Aheko by Ruby Dixon. This is a novella in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, which I love the Ice Planet Barbarian series so much. Right now, I'm on book 5 of like the main series, and I'm living for this. Like, everyone's always like making jokes about it, and like, yeah, I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea. If it's something that you're interested in, go check it out, because originally I bought it just to see what it was about. Like, I wanted to read the first book because I really had no idea. Like, I was genuinely curious because I had heard mixed reviews about it. There's always the people like joking about it and hating on it, but then I've heard like people who are fans of it just talk so highly of it. And you know, I read the first book in like a day and I loved it, and then I bought like a whole bunch more of them. Oh my gosh. If this is something that you want to try, I highly recommend giving it a try. I actually gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. I gave the first Honeymoon book, I think like 2 stars because I wasn't super interested. The second one I gave like 4 or 5 stars because Liz and Rahash, of course. More Liz and Rahash content. Gimme. I want it right now. And then the next book that I read was Wrong Guy, Right Wrong Bed, Right Guy. That's what it's called. Actually, I don't know if that's what it's called. Let me check. Okay, I was right. It is Wrong Bed, Right Guy by Katie Robert, and I love Katie Robert with my entire like being. I love watching her TikToks. I love her. Her Dark Olympus series is one of my favorite series of all time, and there's like still so many more books left to go. There's like what, 6 more books coming out in the series. and the new one comes out like in soon, very soon, and I am so excited because it is like, I just love the series so much. But yeah, wrong bed, right guy. And I give this 2 out of 5 stars because it wasn't my favorite, but it also like wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. It definitely, okay, it was in third person, which I'm not really used to. I am not a big fan of third person. I definitely like first person perspective more. It's just kind of what I'm used to. It's what I've always been used to. And it just like, some of the things in the book I was just like not the happiest with. Like, I think like the ending, I can't actually remember a lot of it, but I don't think I liked the ending. I think I was planning on giving it a higher rating until some things happened in there, and I was just like not a fan at all. Like the, you know, like the plot twist that like splits the 2 people apart, I didn't really like that either. The characters weren't my favorite. I did like Gabe, and you know, it's just kind of like very mixed feelings about it. I don't know. I definitely want to try and read the rest of the series when the time comes that I feel like it. From what the first book had, I'm not really expecting like super great things. I know this is some of her older writing and that her writing has like greatly advanced from like this and then going and reading like the Dark Olympus series. I can definitely tell that some things have like changed with that. And yeah, then after I finished that, I started the next book for my most recent vlog. But basically, it put me in a slump for like 2 weeks. So I'll talk about that after I talk about the books that I read while like kind of reading that one, because I was in a slump. And the books that I read while being in this slump were the first 5 books in the Chainsaw Man series by Tatsuki Fujimoto. And I was just like living for this for like a couple days straight. I love Denji so much. He's so funny, and I love Aki, and I love Power, and I love literally everybody. Not everybody. Do not love everybody. But, you know, these were just so fun to read. I blew through these, actually. I think I read these all in like 2 days. Which is maybe, I don't know. I haven't read a lot of manga in my life. I don't know what's quick to read manga. But this was over like 2 days. And I was living for this. I was watching all the edits on TikTok, and I really want to watch the anime because I've just like been seeing clips of it, and it looks so well animated. Like everything just looks so clean, and it sounds really amazing. These are so good. If you are into manga, you should definitely try these out because they are so good. And then I also read books 6 and 7, but this was like after I finished a couple more books. So 6 and 7 I also read. There's only 4 more left for me to read that are out in English at least. And yeah, very excited to read the rest of the series because like, wait, can I put them together? 1 second. Because these were so good, and I am very hyped to read the rest of them. And then I also read the second manga in the Komi Can't Communicate series because I love Komi Can't Communicate. Tadano and Najimi and Komi are just one of my favorite trios. I love them. These books are actually, I love these. I read them fairly quickly because I love them. If you're into like romance, very like contemporary anime, I would highly suggest Komi Can't Communicate. Not saying that I've watched much anime in that genre, but I just think it's so good. The thing in manga that really makes me like lean towards giving it a higher rating is the humor. I need humor in my manga. Like a little bit of banter, a little bit of like just jokes, even if it's like side characters just like making funny little comments, I still love it. So that is what really like gave me the leverage of what I decided to rate these, and I will not be saying my ratings of these on here. All of my manga ratings for this month are on my Goodreads, which I will link in the comments or description or both. I don't know, but if you want to check out my Goodreads, those will be there. Then I finished the book that put me in a major slump, Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. This book was really good. I gave it 4 stars, but it did put me in a slump, which I hate being put into slumps. Hence why I read all the manga, which probably just made this go on even longer. But anyways, this is the second book in the King of Battle and Blood series, the sequel to King of Battle and Blood. This book was actually really good. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I like the first one more just because it just had like more in it. Personally, I think it had just more of everything. But this one, I was a little bit confused in the beginning because I read the last book literally June 2022. It is now April 2023, so I have forgotten some things. But you know what? I picked up fairly easy because I loved the last one so much. And this one, just having it, just like getting to remember all these little things made me so happy because I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Even if it put me in a slump, I still loved it so much. And the next one, I think it's called Kingdom of Spirit and Shadows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Kingdom of Spirit and Shadows. But I'm so excited to read that because these books keep leaving on cliffhangers. Why do you do this to me, Scarlett St. Clair? These books are leaving on cliffhangers, and I just need the next one so bad. I'm going to pick it up as soon as it comes out because I need collection. Because I need the collection and I need closure. I need to know that Isolde and Adrian can finally be happy, whether they're vampires or like just like, I don't even care. I just need them to be happy. I need them to be close. Like, of course there's always the connection, they're in love, and I completely understand that, but I just need them to be okay. I need them to be okay. So I cannot wait for the third book because I'm going to devour that. I don't think it's going to put me in a slump because I just need everything to come together. And yeah, this book was 4 stars. It was so good. If you saw my last vlog, you know how much this book like literally tore me to shreds. I'm still upset about it. But I recently found out that another book is coming out in like October or September of this year from Finn's POV. We get Finny's POV. From Finny's perspective. I'm gonna cry even more. Because I don't even know what's gonna happen in that book. I'm gonna snatch it up. I'm gonna try and pre-order it actually, I hope, because I need it. I need more content from Autumn and Finn that I've not seen because I feel like we did not get enough. We didn't get enough Finn and Autumn content. Just gonna say it. In this book, I need more. 5 freaking stars. Maybe it ripped my guts out, tore me open from the inside. I don't care. This book was, well, I do care. I care a lot. But I think that you should go read this. I even made a TikTok about it, crying on the camera, saying, go read it, because it was that good. I don't think a book has ever affected me like this one has. Just like this book tore me open, and I still think about it. It's really sad. Just a warning. There's also trigger warnings for like literally all of these. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I think all of them have trigger warnings in the beginning. These two have trigger warnings in the beginning, but this one does not. It covers some heavy topics. Definitely not as much as these two, but definitely check out the trigger warnings before you go read these. Now, A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. This book has my heart. I was in love with it. 4.5 stars. I want to give it 5 stars, but the only reason I didn't was because like I've been giving books so many 5 stars. I'll probably give this 5 stars. But like, look at this cover. It is so pretty. I just love it. Like this, like I was drawn to this cover in the bookstore. I've also heard some people talk about this. I think it might have been Medita. But I don't remember. Cursebreaker series. This is the first book. Beauty and the Beast, retelling in fantasy. Stephanie Garber, who wrote the Caraval series, actually did an intensely original retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I definitely recommend if you are like into fantasy, because it's just so, that's all I have to say. I really probably should have given this 5 stars. I actually have the second book coming, hopefully soon. I'm gonna just devour it up because that one left on a cliffhanger. Basically cliffhanger. And, you know, I need to know what happens next. I just need it. Now I want to talk about my May TBR as quickly as possible. My May TBR is actually not that big because it's nearing the end of school and things are just going to be stressful. I'm not going to have a lot of time to read, and I don't want to be like let down when I don't read that much on my TBR. So I think I'm just going to go over it fairly quickly, and yeah, it's not super long. I'm doing a readathon to raise money for cats in shelter in like 4 days. 3 days, 4 days. So the books that I will hopefully be reading for this readathon are Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. This is giving such Jude and Taryn vibes from the Cruel Prince series. Like, look at that. That is so Jude and that is so Taryn. I was just like drawn to this book, and I went to a bookstore. Didn't end up grabbing this because I found some books that I wanted more. Next day I went to the bookstore again and picked this up because I just like, it's such a need. It is about these 2 twins, and I'm pretty sure one of them is like raised by witches or like a sorceress. Yeah, witches. And they're doing something. I think she's doing something to get the crown. They're plotting something. One of them is plotting something. I don't know. But I will hopefully read this fairly soon in a couple of days. And next, I don't know if I'm going to read this one for the readathon as well, or the next book that I show you, but we have Travis by Mia Sheridan, which is about, I don't want to like give a spoiler, but it's about a character in Archer's Voice named Travis Hale, and it's just a little bit, it's about him. I'm not the biggest fan of Travis, but I've heard that some people are like, he's like redeeming himself or like changing or something in this book. I don't know. I don't want to take anyone's word for it because like I remember not liking him very much. And you know, I'm actually excited. They recently came out with a discreet cover because the original had a shirtless man on it. I will not be bringing that to the readathon, thank you very much. Which I also really like the cover. So yeah, excited for this one. I gave Archer's Voice 5 stars because it was so good. Or I'll read, oh, this is really reflecting, but Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This one is like, it's fairly short. It just looks so, I keep saying that, but the vibes. I showed my mom this and she thought that it was Shrek on the cover. I was like, Mom, it's a girl. Fiona, obviously. No, I'm kidding. But like, I love the vibes of this. Such like literally Dungeons and Dragons vibes. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting the highest fantasy vibes that you can get. But not like that kind of fantasy, like this kind of fantasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually very excited for this one because it just looks fun. It looks like a fun read. Then One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have not read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, although I own 3 of them. Don't know why I haven't read them yet, but One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I love the premise of this. I read the first page and I was just like instantly in love with it. Also, this cover, I don't even know what is up with it, but like this book is just so nice. It looks like a book my mom would read, not something that I would be into, but like I just love it. The spine, I love the spine. It's just classy. It's classy. I have heard nothing but good things about Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I just can't wait to start this. Then I have a book, the 4th like Ice Planet Honeymoon, which is about Rook and Harlow. I read the first couple pages and they're having some miscommunication going on, which I'm not a big fan of the miscommunication whole thing going on in books, but it's a 50-page novella. Like, I have to read it. And I love the Ice Planet Barbarian series. So, and then lastly, I have 2 books in a series. The first is Dare You to Hate Me by B. Celeste, and then the next is Beg You to Trust Me. These are from the Linden U series, like Briar U or like Off Campus, you know, but football. And I think these both cover some heavy topics. Yes, they do. So make sure you check trigger warnings for these. I don't know much about them other than one I think is like childhood friends or like teenage friends reconnecting after a while, and the other, I don't know, but they look so good. I saw them at the store and just like had to pick them up. I actually picked up Beg You to Trust Me and I was like, I'm so into this, I really want to buy it. And then I went on Goodreads to check if it's part of a series. And I was like, please, please, please be the first book in a series or be a standalone, whatever. Nope, it was the second book. So obviously I had to pick up the first one as well, which I actually started reading this. I think I got to page like 20 just to like get into it a little bit, see what it's about. And it's really good so far. So I'm very excited for all of these books, man. So this is the TBR. I might change it up. I mean, last month I had like 7 books on my TBR or like 8 and I only read 3 of them. But yeah, so this is what I'm hoping to read. I'm just like, I'm having hope that I will read these. Thank you for watching my chaotic, ranting little video of books, my favorite thing to rant about. If you've been enjoying my channel, or been enjoying just my content, or even if you just enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, clicking the bell to get notifications when I post more new content. All of it is such appreciated. And if, you know, you have any things you want to tell me, whether it be about books, whether it be about, you know, like questions you have for me, anything at all, please don't be afraid to comment. I love responding to comments, and if I get enough questions about things like that, I would hopefully like to do a Q&A video one day. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your night or day or whatever it is for you, wherever in the world you are. Thank you, and I'll see you next time, hopefully soon. Bye.